Good evening, guys, girls. We got Tim, we got Brian, we got Mike, we got Harris, we got Keith, and you got yours truly, Rob. The full, slot of guys here tonight, and we had two football games last weekend, and a national championship football game. National championship football game Monday night, 34-23. Ohio State were 8-point favorites, and they pulled off an extra field goal in the last couple of minutes to pull the 11-point thing. Yeah, so somebody had some points in that. So everybody that took Ohio State got it over. So Rob, Mike, Keith, and Tim got it. The overs were Harris and Tim. So Tim pulled the double there. He ended up getting both of those correct. This past Saturday, we had divisional matchups in football. We still only have one team that has decided to win on the road, and that team has pulled off 2 wins. And we'll get to the championship game. We'll mention that team in just a little bit. Texans and Chiefs. Chiefs 7.5-point favorites. They win by 9, 23-14. Mike, Mike, your name is Matt. No, but we'll call you Mike anyway. And Harris, they both got it right. They took the Chiefs. The under was Brian, Rob, and Keith on that one. Tim was left out on that one. Saturday night, this one right here was it was like a main event bout. I don't think either team stopped each other for like 10 drives, and then they decided to stop them a couple times. The Lions were at home against the Commanders. Lions 9.5-point favorites. And this could not have went any worse for Dan Campbell, except the next couple days now where he's lost both coordinators and an offensive coordinator assistant. So he's lost 3 assistant coaches. 2 coordinators and an assistant coach.
1 coordinator within the division.
Yeah, that helped.
Yes.
2 of them went there. And then 1, I think, went – I want to say maybe went to New Orleans, but I'm not exactly sure where the other
Jets.
Where?
The Jets.
No, I'm talking – I ain't talking about the coordinator. The offensive
the assistant?
Assistant head coach. Yeah, I don't forget where that person went. Rob and Mike, we both picked the Commanders in this ball game. I definitely didn't see him win. They did.
Oops.
That's a strike right there. He didn't leave the 7 or the 10 pin.
No, I didn't leave the 7 or the 10.
Is that a soda, Mike?
No, I think it's dice.
Dice.
Yeah.
Dice. I thought it was a soda.
No.
No, my soda. I don't have soda.
I think he hit I think they instead of pins there are a bunch of Coke bottles down there that he hit.
I had it. It's empty.
55.5. The Commanders and Lions was 55.5 was the over-under. And I think by the time third quarter got around,
the halftime
55 was in
it
the
was over.
55 was in the windshield. Back glass. 76 ended up being that one. So over. Everybody but Brian got the over on that one. Everybody felt like pretty well knew Washington didn't have any defense, and Detroit ended up having a few more holes in theirs than they were hoping for.
76.
Sunday,
That's like
the Rams.
Detroit's defense couldn't count to 11.
The Rams and the Eagles played on Sunday. That's a push game. That was ended up being a push game. The Eagles were a 6-point favorite. They won by 6. So it ended up going the over. Harris and Rob got the over on that one. So far, worked out pretty good with my over-unders and all. And then the Sunday night game, the Ravens and the Bills. And the Bills are thinking it's definitely not on John Harbaugh. This one's on the tight end here. He downright just dropped the ball. Yeah.
Timeout.
And you heard what
It is a little hard ball
right?
because you don't go for 2 earlier, takes the extra point. He's got a chance to kick the extra point and put it in overtime.
Yeah.
It is a little hard
Yeah.
ball.
But
You heard but the Bills Mafia did something nice.
Didn't help his cause, and that ball fell right over. I mean, the only playoff catch I would say was even more obvious that should have happened was with Jackie Smith. Yeah, one. He was on his ass. He had nowhere, and the ball had nowhere to go. But
and that was in the Super Bowl.
But this one right here, this one should have been caught. He laid it right in the breadbasket. Bills win it. Pulled the upset. Brian and Keith got that. Brian with his over. Tim with his over. They got the overs in that ball game. Let's see.
Dallas in that Super Bowl, Randy White's fumble on the kick return with a broken hand, and then the pass interference it shouldn't have been.
Yep. I will commend all 4 games this past weekend. They weren't throwing flags just to be throwing flags in most of the games. One of the games that was a little excessive, but it was. Sunday we got a 3 or 3:30 game? 3:00, I think.
3:00
Eastern.
Eastern, I think.
Commanders at the Eagles. The Eagles right now are 5.5-point favorites, and Hurts is only it was doubtful earlier. Has he been changed?
He's questionable now.
Questionable. Maybe he is put up to questionable.
I don't know.
It's looking like a heck of a
play. Come on, we all know that.
He does not start this ball game. I think there's a damn good chance he may not play at all in this game. It's been rumored that he's got torn things in his knee, and he will have to wear a brace. Chances are he's not going to be running around this game. Tim, have at it, my friend. 48 flat on both of these 2 games. So we won't play with 48 points. Commanders, Eagles 5.5. Tim.
Well, I think the 2 games so far have sort of given the blueprint, or at least last game gave the blueprint for essentially how Washington can possibly be beat. Well, number one, if you don't turn the ball over, you're going to give yourself a shot. But 200 plus rushing yards to the Lions. Granted, yes, Montgomery and Gibbs are both talented, but we saw the way how the Eagles open up those holes against that Rams defense, and Barkley ran for 200. Like I say, he's going to get 200, make them close, but not going to get 200. But I think. But then again, will Washington dare Hurts to throw the ball? Are they going to put 8, 9 in the box and play the one safety deep and just say, okay, well, you're going to let Goddard or Brown or somebody else beat you? They'll say pick your poison, and I think Philadelphia will win this game 33-24.
33-24. So Tim takes the Eagles, and he will go over the total. Brian, have at it.
Well, Commanders needed Jared Goff to have a total meltdown to get this far. 5 turnovers is what really helped them. Commanders are playing their 4th straight road game. In previous times that's happened, those teams are 0-7. It's hard to go on the road 4 straight weeks. Jaden Daniels is the 6th rookie to start a conference championship. The other 5 lost. So if he wins, he'll be the first rookie to win. I am going to root like crazy for Washington. I know you like Philadelphia, Rod, but I think you follow Washington too, don't you?
Oh, I'm a Washington fan. I want Washington to win. I'm going to
be jumping up now and screaming for the Commanders. My family, lives back in Virginia. They're Commanders fans, big time. I want to see Kingsbury coaching against Mahomes in the Super Bowl because he was Mahomes' college coach. I want to see Wiley and Allegretti on their offensive line playing against their old teammates. Allegretti is a tough man. The last Super Bowl he played with a dislocated elbow and didn't give up a sack. He's a tough guy. Speaking of offensive linemen, Cosme did not practice, so it's not looking real good for him out there. Commanders are 13-6-1 against the spread this year, but the Eagles are 12-6-1 against the spread themselves. Now, if Hurts plays, they'll definitely be pretty one-dimensional, and I think the Commanders will play it that way. Except for, I noticed when Barkley was running against the Rams, other than the two long runs, they were holding to about 3 yards a pop. But when they loaded the box and didn't have enough DBs in the back, that's when he popped his 2 big runs. And the same thing happened to them the first time they played them. So it's a huge risk to put extra guys in the box against Saquon, because if you get him back there in the secondary one-on-one, the other one's probably not going to win.
Because the linebacker can't catch him.
No.
No.
This is going to be fun to watch. The right side of the Eagles line is athletic and massive with Becton and Johnson. And then, of course, the Australian guy on the other side, he's a huge guy. So the Eagles have an offensive line advantage. On defensive line, Jalen Carter, I watch him. He looks like Chris Jones to me. I mean, he is a dominant player in there on that defensive line. I think the Eagles linebackers and secondary are a little better than Washington's. Lattimore has been a little disappointing to me for Washington. I got the Eagles winning 24-16. That's 3 p.m. on Fox when the game is going on.
24-16, that's 40. So Brian will go with the Eagles.
And under. But I'm going to be rooting like heck for Washington. I really want to see. I don't want to see another Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl. I take an Eagles-Bills Super Bowl because I like the Bills too. And I probably but anyway, that's how that is. I'm going to be cheering.
Would you root for the Bills? Would you root for the Bills or the Eagles if they played?
Probably Bills, because I think Josh Allen deserves it. I mean,
that's one thing. If Washington didn't win last week, if Detroit won it and they would in this game, I know Darlene and me were hoping that Detroit Buffalo would end up.
Yeah.
At least we'd have a new winner that's never won before.
Both teams have ties to the Chiefs. Sirianni once coached with the Chiefs, and then Sean McDermott of Buffalo. He's a Andy Reid protege.
Mike, you ready to roll with us? All right, show us.
It's time for another divisional rivalry. Now, I like this game, but I hate this game because as a Giant fan, I got to see both these teams not once, but twice next year. So that could be 4 losses because that's how good these two teams are. Everybody laughed at the NFC East this year. They thought it was going to be the weakest division. It was going to be so bad because of the Cowboys. It was going to be Dallas and then everybody else. And it turns out not to be. It was the complete opposite. It was Washington, Philadelphia, and everybody else. And this game is going to be a very, very good game. I think people should pay attention to both teams. And I think Barkley he's not going to do 200 yards. He's probably going to get 85 to 90 yards because Washington's run defense is much better than the Rams defense. Jaden Daniels is God, he should be rookie of the year. He can't be MVP, unfortunately, because there's another quarterback in either Baltimore or Buffalo that's even better than he is. But Daniels is a star. And it was tough to me to think about it and to deal with it. But you know what? Philly's got the playoff experience, and it's going to be something. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to say Philly 27, Washington 20.
27-20. That's 47. Yep. Mike goes with the Eagles also. He's going with the under. Harris.
A lot of what Michael just said, I agree with. Okay? Nobody in hell expected the NFC East to have two teams in this game. I don't think anybody expected them to have one team in this game early in the season. All right? Now, Daniels joins a select group. He is the 6th rookie quarterback to start a conference championship game. There's never been a rookie quarterback to start a Super Bowl. There will be this year.
Ben Roethlisberger?
No, nobody.
Nope.
Nobody has. Not even the guy from the Rams.
Was Brady in year 2?
Brady was not a rookie in his first year.
And neither was for the Rams. What was his name?
Of course, Brady, his first Super Bowl, he didn't start the conference championship, and then the next he did start the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Daniels will get a chance to prove how good he is.
Okay.
Washington 23, Philadelphia 20.
Kurt Warner was second year as well. Keith.
Wow, Michael got my score right on the button, 27-20 in favor of the Eagles. But I just think the Eagles are probably better on both lines. And, in the trenches, I just think that's going to be the difference in this game. Daniels is very good, and I think they have the advantage at the quarterback position in this game. But the Eagles have a lot of the other ones. And Washington's kicker is not one that I trust too much either. So I was thinking 27-23, and I thought, this kicker isn't going to make 3 field goals. So 27-20 in favor of Philadelphia.
All right, so we'll go. Keith goes to Eagles and under as well. Yeah, look, man, oh man, Harris is very, very optimistic for Washington. I can't be that optimistic for them, but I think they're going to cover this game. I do. I think 5.5 is a little much. Maybe I'm out there, but I think Washington's going to keep this within a field goal game, and I'm not sure they're not going to have a chance at the end to win this game. 30-28. Dallas. 30-28. Philadelphia wins. 58 points. I'll take Commanders. Yeah, I'll go over.
I saw Pete Prisco of CBS pick the Commanders to win by a point.
Yeah, I saw that too. Both of them picked the Commanders.
He picked both road teams by a point.
Yeah. We go into Brian now. Brian, we got Sunday evening, the Bills at the Chiefs. At last look, the Bills defensive back is the one that got hurt. Looks like right now he's going to be probable for the game. So we'll see what happens about that. But these teams are relatively healthy. They really are. Chiefs are a 1.5 favorite in this game. 48. Brian, take it away.
Yeah, that's what they said a couple of years ago when the Eagles and Chiefs made the Super Bowl. They were the two healthiest teams at the time. This is like football Armageddon. I mean, they had 32 million watch the Chiefs division game last week. I think there'll be even more watching this conference championship for sure. It's a push. I mean, the last 10 times the Chiefs and Bills have played, the Bills have won 5 times. The Chiefs have won 5 times. The Bills have scored 251 points. The Chiefs have scored 251 points. That's how even it is. So it's tough to figure this out. No turnovers for the Chiefs in the last 8 games. Our offensive line definitely has to play better. We've kind of sacrificed some of our run game, moving Tooney to left tackle. I don't know if they'll stay that way. He's been practicing split with Humphreys and Tooney splitting time at tackle with the ones in practice. I think he'll probably leave Tooney at left tackle, but I'm not 100% sure. I do think the Chiefs have an advantage on the defensive line. But can we please put a spy on Josh Allen at least a few critical times? We did not have a spy on him when he beat us in Week 11 on that 26-yard run on 4th and 2 when Mahomes was about ready to get the ball back and try to go score. So, Spagnuolo, he's going to be up against it here. Buffalo's going to try to stop Kelsey. Good luck. He averages 70 yards the last 14 playoff games. In every playoff game, everybody says, we got to stop Kelsey, but nobody does. And Benefort did in Week 11. He did stop Kelsey, but then our wide receivers were more open. We don't know who they're going to try to stop this time around. If they try to go work overtime to stop Kelsey, we'll see more of Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and DeAndre Hopkins. Or if they try to stop them, we'll see more of Kelsey. Kansas City has an experience edge in the conference championship game. They've got 43 players on their roster who've played in a conference championship game. Buffalo's got 14. So there's an experience edge for us there. I throw out Week 11 because they're two different teams. Week 11, we did not have Jalen Watson, our number 2 cornerback. We didn't have Charles Omenihu, important piece of our defensive line. We didn't have Marquise Brown. And Buffalo did not have Spencer Brown, their right tackle, and they didn't have Milano. So these are definitely two different teams going into this conference championship game. Now, if you look at a map of who's rooting for who, the whole country wants Buffalo to win this game. You might see a little red circle around Kansas City and a little red circle around Tyler, Texas. And the rest of it is all cheering for Buffalo. And I get that. People are tired of seeing the Chiefs, all these conference championship games. I felt that way back in the 60s with the Packers, and in the 70s with Pittsburgh and Dallas when they had their run, and San Francisco when they had their run. Well, I tell you, both these teams are going to be motivated. They want three-peat. The Chiefs have not been allowed to talk about three-peat. They even asked some of their local YouTube people not even to talk about it because they want to take it one day, one play at a time. But they're highly motivated to get that third championship. But so is Buffalo. They're just as motivated as the Chiefs. They're sick and tired of being knocked out of the playoffs. It's happened 3 times that we've stepped on their Super Bowl dreams, and they're tired of it. And Josh Allen, if he wants to cement his legacy as an all-time quarterback and not get put in that Marino category, he's got to win the Super Bowl. And Mount Mahomes is the only thing that has stood in his way. And really, he didn't stand in his way. He played great in all 3 of those games. Josh Allen was fantastic in those games. We talked about the 2 injured DBs. Rapp was car off the field with a hip injury. Deion Dawkins didn't practice today because of illness. So that's kind of interesting. And Beneford, he had a concussion, and I don't think he's cleared concussion yet, but may before Sunday. Okay, the Chiefs, these teams have played each other a lot. These teams have played at least twice a year in recent years. It's almost like a division opponent. They know each other. They're kind of similar, too, because they run a lot of confusing things with the motions and how they line up their backs. In fact, you could almost call Buffalo on a positionless team because they'll put Cook as a receiver. They'll put receivers in the backfield. They show up everywhere. But that's a lot of eye candy. And I know the Chiefs are really working on getting their eyes in the right place. So we kind of know them, but they also know us, and both of them have a similar approach. I think I'm going to pick the Chiefs in this game. I got Kansas City 25, Buffalo 24.
Oh, so you're taking Bills in the point and a half, though.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills.
Right.
Nobody has put – look, this is our 20th playoff game, and nobody has put Mahomes out in regulation. It hadn't happened, and he's 16-3.
Michael, let's see. Let's get Mike here. Hold on, Mike. We got you. There you go. Go for it, bud. Bills and Chiefs.
The Buffalo Bill. I listened to what Brian had to say. I think in this world, it's time. Just like what happened on Monday, I think it's time for a little bit of a change. I think since these two teams have played each other, like Brian said, 10 times, it's like a divisional matchup in the regular season. The Chiefs are tough. I'd like to know. I only want to know two. I know two things. One, I already know. Taylor ain't gonna be there. Okay? My next question is, who has the official assignment? Does anybody know?
What?
Yeah, we do know.
The referees?
Yeah, the referees. I know, and it's a guy that.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I don't want to hear it's the guy who blew this game against.
No. But he is the least popular referee in Kansas City. I will say that. But the last two times we've had him, nothing bad's happened.
Conference Championship Hockey and Blakeman.
Okay.
Okay. Now I was thinking of the wrong crew. I was thinking of the crew we had last.
No, these crews are all star crews.
Blakeman has the AFC.
Oh, okay. He's a very good official. I'm not going to worry much about that because I'm so tired of all the people on the radio talking about, well, the Chiefs didn't win because Mahomes let the referees do that. And whatchamacallit, the game last week, oh, it should have been a face bet. Oh, it should have been a roughing the passer call. You know, it's called perception. If the referee looked at it and his perception there wasn't a foul call, there wasn't a foul call. They should be watching, and they have been watching a lot better for a lot of holdings on the offense and a lot of pass interferences on the defense. But be that as it may, it is going to be a very, very tough game. It should be a very challenging game. Now, to me, the key to this could be mistakes early. If you make a mistake early, you're going to get hurt by it. It's not, then you're going to it's like talking about the Ohio State Notre Dame game. The game, it was such a close game. No, it wasn't. It was 31-7 in the third quarter. Click. So that's why I worry that teams don't make these kinds of mistakes. Buffalo is tough. Kansas City's home. Big difference. It's a big difference. And the crowd is going to be psycho. Guys, TV people, you better figure out what you're going to do with this game because Kansas City probably is going to win it anyway. Kansas City 26, Buffalo 20.
You're right about the psycho
26,
crowd.
20?
There in that Miami game that was 13 below zero last year. We had 13 amputations. People lost fingers. And those same people will be back again.
People are psycho, man. There's going to be a psycho crowd there. I wonder, it's in Kansas City. I wonder who's going to be banging the drum. Don't they have somebody that bangs the drum?
I don't know that yet.
No, they probably are going to hide it from everybody before the game. And let's make sure that Jim and Tony needs a little bit of a lesson. Tony needs to shut up, and Tony needs to pay attention to football.
I have a suggestion. For the drum banging. I like to see Joe Montana bang the drum because Buffalo put him out in the AFC Championship in 1993. back when they were
That's
wearing
true.
the red helmets.
But yeah, both the Chiefs,
How about
the
it,
Chiefs are
Harris?
going to win 26-20.
Before I give you a pick, I do want to congratulate Ron Torbert for being selected to be the referee in the Super Bowl this year.
Yay!
That crew has already been selected, and he probably was the top referee this season. Also, I know there's an official I brag about all year, back Judge Jonah Monroe. He will be working his first Super Bowl this year. I spoke with him today.
Yay!
It was announced.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it
As
going
far
to
as
be a
the
female?
game goes, Brian, no disrespect, but I am tired of Kansas City.
Everybody is.
Point blank. Okay. The talk prior to this game, going into it, is going to be Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift being engaged. We all know that going in. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, I'm going to take Buffalo 27, Kansas City 23.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been seeing engagement
27,
videos.
23, that's 50.
Don't forget Caitlin.
Harris goes,
Cleveland Park.
Bills
New
and over.
And there will be 5 first-time officials working the Super Bowl.
Wow, that's good.
Uh,
That's a good thing.
All right.
Wow, Ron Tolbert got
how about
it.
Keith?
Good for him.
I hope that in the coming years, people are sick to death of the Commanders and Daniel and their head coach, and they just want to please anybody put the Commanders in the Super Bowl,
Hey, I got to play him twice a year.
and we'll say, suck,
Wait,
because we had to wait 30-something
Oh, you
years to
said
get to
suck
the.
it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go with the Bills in this game. I'm not super confident about it, but I just
You should.
think
could
that
be.
it's their year to get to the Super Bowl. 24-21. I think the Chiefs will probably get there with a 2-point conversion, couple field goals mixed in, but just to try to get within a field goal at some point, they'll go for 2 and get it. 24-21. I was going to go 24-20, but then nah, it'll be 24-21.
4-21, Keith goes with Bills and under. You know what? This is the toughest game for me to pick. I'll say this much: if I don't think this is the one thing I think is safe, there could be a blowout either way or a close game either way. I think the safest route is I don't think the Chiefs blow the Bills out. I think if either was to happen, it would be the Bills blow them out, and I don't think that happens either. But I mean, the Chiefs have just played so many close games all year long. Look how they've won, blocked field goals. Other coaches screwing the hell up, just drop pass here or there, or a 2-point conversion here or there. Every way possible, they've won. I think they're going to lose this game. I really do. I don't know why. I don't have that much faith in Josh Allen. I don't think Josh Allen is as good as a lot of people think that he is. He's better than Justin Herbert or Jordan Love, but I'd rather have who we got. I'll just say it that way. Rather keep who we got than to have him. He better not, if he runs for 10 times, they lose. If he runs less than 10 times, I think they can win this ball game. 24-19.
Wow.
I'll take the Bills to win straight up, and I will go under the total. Tim.
You know,
Wow.
one thing I did read today with regard to the NFC Championship game is Daniels has been tearing apart man-to-man defenses, man-on-man coverage. The Eagles play a zone, and they're thinking that could be a bigger problem for him in this game.
Yep.
I don't
I
envy
bet it,
you
brother.
guys.
All right. So, of course, thankfully, it's all going to come down to turnovers for this game. Both teams have not committed many in this offseason. So let's see if the Bills can force what they did, against Lamar. Well, granted, Lamar's got what did he say? He had 2 turnovers in half his playoff games. I think I saw that stat earlier. It's just, to me, the Chiefs, I like to see them not be one-dimensional. But you're right, Brian. They've sort of been one-dimensional. But then again, that one dimension is pretty friggin' good. It depends. It's pick your poison. And God knows Mahomes will probably rip off a 20-yard run on like a 3rd and 8, at some point in the game, possibly. But I think that Allen can do that too. I got this being Buffalo kicks a last-second field goal at the end of regulation, a la 1990 when Matt Barr kicked a field goal against the 49ers to stop that three-peat. Buffalo 23, Kansas City 21.
That was for the
23-21. And there's no wide right.
Yeah, no wide right. Yes, I lost the one.
Was that
No
for
wide right, huh?
Was that for Michael's Giants?
Yes.
Yes.
Matt Barr.
Boy, Montana
Wide
got
right.
laid out in that game too.
Yeah.
Wide right.
Giants
And
didn't score a touchdown,
we
but
were
the
done with
49ers
it the whole
did.
Who
game.
was it that got him? Marshall? Was it that got Montana?
Yeah.
Number
Well,
7?
I'll tell you
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
on
go
an
back.
island here.
So let's
Just
go
what
back
the
here.
Chiefs-
and
just
check
That's
what
what
out
the Chiefs
our-
want to be.
We won't hold
could
you
be
too much longer than
the
that.
lone wolf howl if you want.
At least we won't have a scoregami.
Locks for the week. Brian, Kansas City, yes. Rob, Philly, yes. Mike, Philly, yes. Harris, Philly, yes. Keith and Tim, Detroit. Wow. But
and happy about it.
this week we'll do a little different. We know there's only 2 teams. So we'll get Brian, if he will, to add up the points. We'll add up the points for everybody, and we'll put total points for the weekend down. Let's see who gets closest. So, Brian, for Harris's who have you got for the Commanders here, or Eagles? Either one, doesn't matter. Just one of us, doesn't matter. One of us, 6 of us. What's one of the scores? Total scores.
Combined?
I've got 40. in
Well,
the
we'll
Washington
combine it.
game.
So you have 40 yourself
Yeah.
for the Washington game. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll put that down, Brian, as 40. Then we'll add however many you got in the Bills Chiefs game, and we'll just have that for the weekend and see who gets the most total points for the closest to the total points. But Keith, what was Keith's Washington
47
and
and
Eagles?
45. 47 and 45, 92.
Not yours is 92 total.
Yeah.
Okay. So Keith, he's got 47 plus 45. We'll put 92 down for him. Michael,
Are
what's
you talking about
Michael's?
both games or just the one game?
We'll add both of them together. I'll get
so
you
mine would be more. It'd be
right.
89 would be mine.
89. So 40 and 49. Yep,
89.
89. All right, Michael, what's his Commanders Eagles score?
20, same as mine. 27-20.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
27-20
47. And then his Bills Chiefs game
was 23 to 20. Oh no. Yeah, 23-20. So it's
43, so it's 90.
90.
So you'll have 90 then, yep. And then Harris's Commanders Eagles.
I got 93 total.
You got 93 total.
We're all
So-
pretty close so far.
What was your Commanders Eagles game, Harris?
43.
23.
43, and then the other one
And the
was
Bills
50.
Chiefs is 50.
Okay. And then Tim's Commanders Eagles.
I'm breaking triple digits here with mine. I had 57 combined for Philly and Washington. And then I had
Okay.
44 combined for Buffalo, Kansas City. So
You
I'm
You
at
think,
101.
you think a lot of
101?
points are gonna be
101.
scored.
That's like a freeway. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And let's see, what does Rob have? Let's see.
What was Rob having?
I have 30-28. That's 58 for the first game, which was unheard of.
Feel like we're doing a showcase showdown.
Second game, 30-43.
100
That's also a
101 like me.
Yeah, it is a 101.
43, right?
Yep, 101.
You want
So we'll
outside?
see who gets close on that other. Yeah, and nobody picked 48 anywhere across the board. Right now, we'll try to end it here in a couple of minutes. One word. The team right now you think is going to the Super Bowl, Tim. Just one word.
Eagles.
Brian.
Win the Super Bowl, you said?
To go to the Super
Just
Bowl.
go to Eagles.
Brian.
Chiefs.
Mike.
I missed the question. I had to put out the
One word answer.
What's one team going to the Super Bowl? Just what your
One team going to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be the Chiefs.
Okay, Harris,
Bills.
Keith.
Eagles.
I'll say Eagles as well. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be Eagles, Bills, Eagles, Chiefs. I don't know. Eagles have their second chance to win one. Bills have their first. Washington have their fourth chance to win one. And Philadelphia have their second. Their second chance to win one. The Eagles,
I just think the Eagles are better in the
Chiefs-
trenches on both sides of the ball.
yeah, Chiefs will have it. Would this be their fifth?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be their fifth if they win. Washington's fourth.
Let's see.
7th overall, but 5th in this.
They've been to four recent Super Bowls, and they had one or two in the 70s, and then this is actually their
Is Brady
seventh.
Actually,
doing?
2 in the 60s.
Is
Sure, yeah,
Brady
two in the
doing? Is Brady Burkhardt doing the Eagle game?
No. Brady. Yeah, Brady will do it. Brady will be doing it. Yep.
Brady and Burkhardt, huh?
Nance and Romo doing the Chiefs Bills.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
I knew
they
that.
will.
I know that. I
Um,
know that. Thank you. Sorry.
Folks.
Yes.
thank you for joining us this week. I appreciate it. You all have a great week. Don't forget, next week we will may not even have a show. We'll probably have a show a week from 2 weeks from today.
Unless you want to do the Pro Bowl games preview.
Oh yeah. Oh. No, we can do that golf thing off the wall or whatever.
Predict who loses a towel. No. Yeah, who lost a towel out of their back pocket. Yeah. 2 weeks from today. Him, for Brian, for Mike, for Harris, for Keith. My name's Rob. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great week. Thanks a lot, guys. And we do appreciate you supporting the channel.
And southern
So much.
Louisiana is still shut down because they get 11, 12 inches of snow in some spots. And people
What, by
can't-
you? I was
No,
worried
no,
about
it's
you.
fine here. We only got a
It's
couple
so
inches
light.
here, but
We're